What's up? Welcome, it's Jason here. All right, in this video, let's talk about wealth, how to get wealth, the formula for wealth. If you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe. And if you like the video, leave a thumbs up. Imagine every other Friday, you get a check for $10,000. Maybe it's direct deposit. So you just wake up one morning, open your eyes, you go to your bank account and you're $10,000 richer than you were yesterday. Or maybe it comes in the mail. You want to envision feeling the actual envelope, sliding your hand across it, opening it, and seeing the letters and the numbers there, $10,000. That means you're getting $20,000 a month. Now you can spend this money however you want to. You don't have to even get out of bed. And no matter how much you spend or how much you save, you're still gonna get that same check every other week of $10,000. So now, what would you do? How would you live your life? Would you keep the job you have now? Would you travel more? Would you play more video games? Would you paint? It's not the amount of money that makes people so happy at this level in life. It's the freedom, not having to work, not having to be tied to a city. At this point, you really get to discover who you are and what you like, and you get to live life to the fullest and be the happiest that you could possibly be. So let's talk about how to get on track, because it's not too hard to figure out how to get all this. So first thing you need to do is figure out how much money you actually need to make. All right, so that's your income goal. Now think about how much you want to travel, think about what kind of car you want to drive, where you want to live, the city, the type of house. Depending on who you are, this number could range from $5,000 a month up to $100,000 a month or more. But for right now, we're just gonna keep it simple and we're gonna go with $100,000. So you want to make 100K per year. The next thing you want to figure out is what percentage could you return reliably? Let's put 10% because we could at least invest in the S&P. Quick note, if you're a trader, the Sharpe ratio is going to be what determines if you should use your strategy or if you should use something like an index or an ETF or maybe even real estate. If your Sharpe ratio is above 1, you might want to use your strategy. If your Sharpe ratio is below 1, you might want to just think about investing in something like the S&P. So now that we know the percentage that we can get, we know how much that we need per year, all we need to know is what's the lump sum that's going to get us to that 100K if we make 10% per year. So our lump sum is 1 million. Now, even if you're not a trader, this is a good start because it makes the rat race just a little bit more tolerable, knowing that you don't necessarily have to work forever. You just have to work until you get a lump sum. All right, so we know how much we need. So let's talk about the best opportunities for traders to build wealth. That opportunity is called prop trading, short for proprietary trading. There are companies that will give you millions of dollars to trade, starting at as low as I think $5,000, $50,000 to trade. I'm gonna prove that it is the best opportunity by far and we need to be taking advantage of it. All right, so let's do the math here on prop trading. If I need $1 million like we just calculated, it's gonna cost me about $3,000 per challenge. A challenge with a prop trading company is basically a trial to see how well you can trade. So $1 million account's gonna cost us $3,000. If you fail, you basically lose $3,000. And this is where most people get caught up and they don't do any further math or research. If you pass, you basically get a $1 million account risk-free because you get the $3,000 back. Now, most people still get caught up here because it still seems like it sucks because you could lose $3,000. Sure, you could have a $1 million account, but you could lose $3,000. So let's say you go for 4 challenges, right? So that's 3K down the drain, you fail. Okay, 3K, you fail again. Now you're down 6K. You fail one more challenge for another 3K. So that's 2, 3. Now you're down $9,000. Stick with me. If you pass the 4th challenge, okay, for another 3K, you've now taken 4 total. You've lost $9,000, all right? And then you get this $3,000 back. So that's a total investment of $12,000, okay? And you're down 9. Now, here's the part where you need to start really paying attention. In order to make this $9,000 back, you need to make less than a 1% return on that $1 million. So a 0.9% return. If you return a full 1%, you'll end up another $1,000 on top with a 1 out of 4 win ratio, which is a 25% win ratio. You need to make a 1% return to recoup your investment of losing 3 accounts. Okay, so this is extremely important to understand because as traders especially, or as investors or business people, we need to learn how to turn a failure into an opportunity. So let's take this a little further and let's just say you have $100,000 to trade. Should you trade your $100,000 or should you invest in a prop fund? Now, we know that every $12,000, we're going to get $1 million account. In one hand, if we lose 10%, now we're down $10,000, okay? If we were to lose that same $10,000 here going for challenges, we would now have a $1 million account. The next year is much better and we make 10%. We're at $90,000 now because we just lost $10,000. So that 10% is going to be $9,000, which leaves us at $99,000. Overall, we're negative 1% return here. All right. If we make 10% here, we're going to make $100,000, which puts us up roughly 734%. Our total invested on the left hand side is going to be 100K. Our total invested here on the prop side is going to be 12K, which gives us that big fat return. So look, at the end of the day, prop trading isn't for everybody, but I think it is an amazing opportunity to build wealth from scratch. Of course, you don't have to start with $1 million account. You can start with a $5,000 or $50,000 account and build from there up to the $1 million accounts. Turn these failures into opportunities. Hope you like this video. See you in the next one.